How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show is going to give you. My name is Mathew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey guys.
And we are here to serve.
Welcome to the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Podcast. I am Jaime Filer, and I am joined by one of my favorite co-hosts of all time, the prolific PT himself, Isaac Miller, and the crowd goes wild.
It's a golf clap.
Oh, it's for you. It's a golf clap. Okay, sorry. I'm so tacky.
No, it's good. I'm super excited and blessed to be on today. I'm just happy to be here. So
that's fine. My phone rang while the intro was happening. It's just, I love it. We're raw and we're real. That's what's happening.
I wish I knew how to turn off notifications on my phone, but I am not a tech person, which brings us into our topic. Like, I'm super excited because
what a smooth freaking segue. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, because our topic is starting a fitness business. And a lot of people from the outside in, they look at it as two separate things. They look at it as either like, I need to be like fully in fitness in order to make it, or I need to understand technology, Instagram, social media, TikTok, all of these things to make it. Yeah. And looking at those things, even myself, where I am, coming up on 11 years into being a coach.
Yeah.
If I were judging it based off those, I would quit now. I'm like, I don't know technology at all, and I'm not great at social media. Maybe I should just give up. And so I can only imagine what it looks like for people trying to start their fitness businesses, thinking like, I'm not good at either of those things. Should I even try? Yeah. So I totally, this is a good segue.
Amazing. I love it. So Isaac, I mean, one of the reasons, I think, in fact, the reason that we had you on is because you are that guy for TRM. Right? The way I host TRM Gold for those trainers who want to level up their fitness business, making between maybe 5 and 10K right now, want to do a little bit more. You take people who are eager and passionate and enthusiastic, but have no idea what they're doing, and you mold their young minds. So let's talk about where you even begin. What's on stage one? Where do you lay the foundation for people?
Stage one is education. I think education is a foundation of being a good coach. If you're not a good coach, like if you can't take yourself and a few other people through the process, then you're not really dive into the business. And this is where we talk about, go through the process. Take the reps first, like do it for free or super discounted for people, and take yourself through that process. Take your significant other through the process. Take, your family or friends that are willing to go through it. And then when you do so, get honest feedback. Be like, I want to coach you for free, but I need something in return. I need you to be very honest with me about how the process is, because this is all to help me become a better coach so that I can actually go out and serve and help other people change their lives. And so I would say before really diving into running a business, do it as a passion project first.
Okay. I love that. So when you started that sentence with education, you almost meant like experiential education, like literally get the reps in.
Yes, absolutely. Education, I think, is twofold. One is academic. Yeah. And I think academic education will always be, important, but C's get degrees. I'd much rather have a pilot who has done successful flights many times than the one fresh out of school who's like, but I aced my tests. Yep. It's like, well, yeah, but the book is not 30,000 feet in the air full of people. I would much rather have someone who's like, man, I don't even remember what the test was like, but I'm on like my flight number 800 and I haven't failed yet. So it comes to, yes, education, academic is good, but apply it. and know how to apply it, so that when you do go all in on this, you're not nervous or scared that people are going to not sign up, because you're confident that you can deliver and you've built up at least a little bit of a portfolio to support it.
Yep. I love that. Now, I don't want to use the word challenge, but my question to you is, before you even instill in our TRM Silver people or people who just come to you for mentorship about education and experience, is it almost a level below that to begin with goal setting? Like, even before you even say, get some reps in, go train some people for free, are you even like, well, where would you like to take your business? Or does that maybe come later?
I think that's always important, having a goal and a direction and a vision. But I also understand, just from being able to help people at that level a lot, is that vision drastically changes as soon as they get some reps. Sure. Because it becomes tangible. I remember when I first started thinking like, I have no idea what this is going to be like. Yeah. But I just hope to at least get a client like that. That was my goal. Okay. But getting, a roster of 10, 15 clients, suddenly it's like, okay, there's something here. Where is this going? What does a business look like? Because I think I can actually run a business. And that's the point where I think TRM, especially TRM Silver, comes into play. Whenever you've gotten some experience and now you're like, you know what? I could actually make this a business. I can actually start to maybe create something that, through serving other people, builds wealth and freedom for my family. Like, that's where I think foundationally TRM Silver comes into play, of like, okay, cool. You understand how to coach. Now you need to know how to actually run a business. Okay. This is a whole different level.
Yeah. So then what would you say step 2 is? Once we've done the experience and the education and you're like, okay, let's run a business, what's the next thing you teach them?
Step 2 is, what are your pain points? So this is where we get so focused in on what are the pain points of our clients, but it's like, what are our pain points as the coach, as the trainer? Is it a scarcity mindset? Is it not knowing where you're going to get your paycheck from? Yeah. Is it, wanting to create freedom for your family, wanting to take your kids on a vacation because you didn't have any when you were younger? Like, there's things like that build a foundational why, as well as it shows the roadblocks you're going to face. If you know that your why is you want to create a better life and financial freedom for your family, then it can also uncover that maybe you're going into things with a scarcity mindset and you're not going to see all the opportunities. So not only are you going to get a foundational why, you're also going to uncover the roadblocks that you're going to face.
Yeah, I love that. So identifying your pain points, we'll call them leaks. Maybe we'll call them limiting beliefs you might have. Do you have any prompts or questions that help your people identify what those are?
Absolutely. So I go through, just like granted, we coined it from Simon Sinek, his 7 layers of why, but I take all of my mentees through the 7 layers of why, figuring out like part of it is a goal, but the goal at that point is just having a fitness business, like a coaching business that has clients. Like, that's at the fact they're like, I just want to be able to have a paycheck and serve people. Like, and it's like, great, but why? Why is that? And going through those 7 layers of why to find the foundation. And then the follow-on phase from that is, okay, great. Now we know the deep level of why and some of those roadblocks that you may face. Yep. Now let's take a realistic goal. And this is where the goal setting now comes in, is let's take a realistic goal and deconstruct it from the end result forward to figure out the roadmap now to get you there.
Sure. Okay. So we've got goal setting. All right. So again, we're going to keep jumping back. We've got education and experience. Then we have identifying your own pain points, limiting beliefs, things that might get in your way that are really up here versus anywhere else. Then we're setting tangible, probably SMART, but like the acronym SMART goals. And then
After goal setting, it's really execution, but that execution obviously has a lot of nuance. So it would first be like, all right, now that you have a portfolio, at least of 3 to 5 people that have confirmed that you know what you're doing, we can now go out and market yourself personally. We can actually do warm outreach, cold outreach. We can actually, go in and start making content or, putting out things into the world that show I am a coach. I can have some authority in this space, but you have something now to back it up. So we start with that. And for us, that would be activating the database. That is like now you're ready to run the business. We need to activate this database.
That's awesome. Like you kind of started off saying, I was just starting this. Now I'm so overwhelmed. So yeah, I think a lot of people listening will also be back to say Instagram, TikTok, or too short as the first line of defense for things you said.
Can you repeat that? You're kind of cutting out towards the end.
Okay, so I find it interesting that in 2023, in talk of verse line of offense, Mark, say Instagram or TikTok, you sure.
Okay, for me, when looking at, and if I'm hearing it right, it's looking at content. I don't know if it's maybe my computer, but it was breaking up a lot. But when looking at content, it's really being able to understand what your ideal market is and where are they hanging out. So if your ideal market is hanging out in TikTok, being able to then optimize your TikTok. If your ideal market is hanging out in Instagram, it's being able to optimize Instagram. If your ideal market is hanging out in Pinterest, maybe you should make a Pinterest, stuff like that. So it's understanding where is your ideal market hanging out. But even then, a lot of the coaches that I work with, they don't have much social media presence. So it's establishing yes, social media is and will be an amazing lead generation tool, but it's not your gold mine right now. Go ahead.
You're taking it so
yeah, no, it's the database is going into who do you know personally that you can now reach out to about your services and being able to help them through their pain points. And why I love the 7 layers of why before we do this is because they can now have conversations with their future leads if they get someone on a consult, and they can take them through the exact same process that they themselves have been through to help create an emotional and understanding pain points for their consults.
Absolutely. Now, Isaac, what would you do if the majority of people in your database aren't necessarily your ideal target? They're just people you went to high school with, the people you went to college with, right?
So that's a great question, Jamie. Riches are in the niches, or riches are in the niches at a certain point. When you're first starting out and you're trying to build up your clientele, you don't really know what your niche is. And so if you don't experience it, you don't know. And if you haven't already spent years building up authority in any space before really jumping into social media, then there's no need to try and niche down yet. So I let them know, don't worry about who it is, as long as they qualify for your coaching, meaning they have a pulse and they have a steady income. So you're not going to put them under from working with you. They are a potential client. And if you start the conversation, you realize they do have a need, they want to lose weight, or they want to feel more confident, or they want to, but they just haven't had the opportunity. You are that opportunity to them. You can serve and help them better themselves. And in that process, you'll start to understand which clients make you ready to go and wake up just excited for the day, and which clients start to drain you. And it's not so much the clients that drain you are just draining. Sometimes they're draining people, but I tend to lean to the side of almost everybody is remarkable. We just don't quite know them enough yet. but you're going to notice the people who are just resonate a little bit more with what you like to do. That will then be your niche, in which TRM Gold helps you really dive into optimizing your niche.
The other thing I will say to encourage people to not niche down away. So that's a you need to create and you children PCOS, no PCOS level, high level, right? It's so important, again, back to education, experience, get the rest in to then moving forward through steps, be able to create marketing through.
I'm sorry, I caught like a couple words of that.
Don't curious. Well, okay. I'm sorry about the audio, Isaac.
Your sorry was very clear, though.
Okay. It was okay. So hopefully people heard me, but if they didn't, it was just essentially one of the reasons that we want to collect as many clients as we can, even if they're not what we think might be our perfect avatar right now, is that we get more before and afters, and we get more testimonials, and we get more case studies from these people.
Absolutely. 100%. And that's what, when starting out, you haven't built authority yet. And that will come with time. And I think we live in a society now where people just be like, they're like, you know what? I'm going to sell cars. You know, I'm going to go sell cars. And they start selling cars and they think like, I am the best car salesman in the world. I don't understand why more people don't want to buy cars from me. And it's like, that level of confidence is amazing. That is great. But it's also self-destructive because you don't even understand how the paperwork for selling cars works yet. And so you don't understand why all of your sales are failing. Well, it's because you're just handshaking on a car and then you're not actually selling it yet. Right. And so with coaching, we have to understand like authority will come, that will come, but give yourself time to figure it out. Don't just expect yourself to have it all figured out right away, because you might be like 2 years into actually running your fitness business and you finally realize, you know, I've actually helped 3 people with PCOS now and they've all had really good feedback. I think there's something there that I can really dive into. Yeah. I enjoy learning about it. I enjoy learning about insulin and about blood sugar and about androgens. I think I can dive into PCOS and help more women like that. Yeah. It might be like, you know, I competed before. I've done a lot of general weight loss, but I've actually now had 2 competitors come to me and I got them pretty lean. I like that. It's exciting. I enjoy seeing that peak week, or, you know, they're 6 weeks out and they're at the point where every day they're seeing new changes. That makes me excited. I think I'm going to dive into prep coaching. At that point, that's when the niche happens, but don't rob yourself of that opportunity by trying to niche down too early. Yeah. And when you do try and niche, as you said, when you try and niche down too early, you rob yourself of also all the testimonials and before and afters that you can pick up, which becomes your best marketing tactic, because the best marketing is showing that you are solving the problem that you're marketing that you solve.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Okay. So we have education and experience, identifying the pain points within your own mind, setting your goals, marketing, part A, starting with your database, part B, going into creating content and social media. Then we have identifying your ideal client avatar or your niche. Once you have enough clients under your belt, what is the next stage?
The next stage is getting the mastermind Jaime Filer to come in and change your life. Now, at that point, typically once they're at the point where they've built up a decent roster and they're starting to really understand what makes them excited in their business, they're making like 5, 6K a month at that point. And so it's like, okay, great. Now you need to go to TRM Gold and learn how to now really scale and systemize. So, and systems would be a good one to bring in, base foundational systems. It's good to have, and in Silver, we really focus on having good systems, but they're not advanced systems. They're what I would call skeleton systems. They make sure that your process of coaching and your client experience runs smoothly. But if you look, it's like I call it the swan. The swan looks really great and graceful, but underneath the water, they're just flapping away. Yeah. And in silver, it's a lot of flapping. And I wish I could say it's not. I wish I could say this is seamless, but the systems are completely new to new business owners. And so it's not going to be pretty. It's not when you start out. It doesn't matter what business you're in. When you're starting this, systems are difficult. And so it's like, okay, you don't have the resources yet to have something like the TRM engine that can automate everything and do all this. So it might be jot form and you manually putting together lead funnels and stuff like that at first. And so it's building up that systems and getting that foundational systems to where their client experience is amazing. Because that, for me, I personally say, don't build a business that's easy for you and then try and maximize the client experience, because your clients are going to hate it.
Absolutely.
Build a business that maximizes the client experience and then make it easy for you. Yep. And in silver, it's we're getting the process that gets an amazing client experience and gets results, and then starting to optimize it. When they go to gold, that's when they really get to optimize it to make it really easy for them, because that's when they can scale to 10, 20, 30, 40K a month.
Isaac, perfect. What a way to leave it. And again, I mean, transition, right? This is why we have silver and gold. We keep you in our little incubator or ecosystem, right? And then eventually we get to platinum, of course. So my gosh, thank you so much. Any final words for people who might be nervous to take the leap?
If you're okay with being uncomfortable, and if you're in the fitness industry, we kind of pride ourselves on being uncomfortable. Like, it's kind of our thing. Like, I can go to the gym and work out and be tough and do all this stuff and get uncomfortable. But then when it comes to our actual lives, a lot of us are like, well, I kind of like having my, weekends out and all of the nice stuff. And I have a 9-to-5 that I don't really like, but at least it gives me a comfortable lifestyle.
Sure.
If you're not ready to give up a little bit of the comfortable lifestyle in a short term, then you're not going to have a successful business that makes you 60K a month. But if you're able to, and you can accept the fact of like, okay, I kind of need to, I know I can go down to bare bones just for a little bit, invest in myself and invest in my business for a few months and create an impact that I could have never imagined in the long term. Do it. If you can take the uncomfortable for a short term to create a completely different life for yourself and everyone you come in contact with for the long term, do it. And understand that it's not just a different lifestyle for you. It's not just getting rich or having a nice house or having a nice car. It's being able to create freedom and giving you a platform to change lives. So every client that you interact with, you might have over 10 years, there's clients that I don't remember, but there's clients that I know will remember their experience with us for the rest of their lives. And that is something that is the best experience you'll ever have. So if you want to have that experience, if you want people to radically change their lives because of something that you imparted on them, then get uncomfortable, invest in yourself, invest in your business, join TRM, do the hard things.
Isaac, where can people find you to ask more questions about TRM Silver or just TRM in general?
Yeah. So my Instagram is @theprolificprofessor. Or you can just email me, Isaac @trainerrevenuemultiplier.com. And we will, and as you see in this little bubble here, Isaac, ISAAC, a lot of people misspell it. So Isaac @trainerrevenuemultiplier.com. If you want more information, let's have fun. Let's change the world.
Yeah. And I am @Jaime91 @trainerrevenuemultiplier. If you like what you heard, please make sure you subscribe, rate, and share this podcast. Tag us and we will share it back. Until then, hope you've enjoyed the episode. We'll see you on the next one, and have the best rest of your day.